Today we're going to ask you an intriguing question. What if humans were immortal? Just think about it for a moment. Time could never catch up with you. No aging, no illness, no death. All around the world, everyone is savoring a life without end. Albert Einstein, Nikola Tesla, and legendary leaders from history are still with us. Tesla continues working on his projects. Einstein is still uncovering the mysteries of the universe, and history's great leaders are guiding us with their wisdom. What would it be like to live in such a world? As knowledge and experience accumulate endlessly, where would new discoveries take us? How would our values, passions, and purposes, the things that make us human, transform? Would immortality elevate life to a whole new dimension? Let's take this journey of thought together and open the doors to an immortal world. Let's start by talking about how immortality affects our bodies and thoughts. Imagine living in a world without aging, where we are unaffected by the passage of time. Gone are wrinkles, sluggish walking, and the worry of becoming sick. Imagine living a life of perpetual youth and health, where we are at our most robust and energetic physical state, and time has no effect whatsoever. What about our thoughts, though? Would we ultimately experience mental tiredness or indifference towards life in an endless life? Without a bucket list or things to do before we die, we wouldn't be living. Without a deadline, objectives, emotions, aspirations, etc., maybe even these would eventually become meaningless. Our aspirations to develop and make a difference in the world may also shift. Imagine if people could live forever. The population would never decline since no one would age or die. Rather, it would keep increasing at an exponential rate each year. Could we survive in this scenario with Earth's finite resources? Water, agriculture, energy resources, etc. For a humanity that never fades, will our Earth really be sufficient? Perhaps immortality would cause us to experience extreme crises like starvation, shortages, or even the depletion of water supplies, and the strain on our resources would become intolerable. Let's think about how such a dense population affects the environment. For resources, we would probably face more competition from other species and ecosystems. How will nature react when humans put an increasing amount of strain on the natural equilibrium? This may compel us to find extreme, unthinkable new resources or push us to investigate new worlds. This immortality would drastically modify our social ties and values. If you lived forever, what would marriage or friendship or family even mean? Just imagine spending eternity with someone, not just a lifetime. It might be difficult to keep up friendships or romances with the same individuals for centuries. As we human beings are wired to seek new experiences, away from the familiar bonds and surroundings creates boredom after a while. One could argue that with an infinite life, every 100 years or so you might desire a new identity, fresh friends, and perhaps an entirely different life. Or maybe immortality brings on a rebirth culture, where people occasionally cast off their old lives and start fresh with entirely new ones. And in this scenario, there would be completely different definitions of loyalty, commitment, or even love. And of course, the tech that would arise with immortality. The quest for immortality would accelerate the development of advanced medicine and science. This is not just a barrier to aging, but rather advances in medicine that make us more robust every day and fully immune to disease. Rather, we would have somewhat exceeded the bounds of our physical nature and continue to enhance ourselves mentally as well. Fighting against aging leads to the emergence of an immortality body, a body that regenerates are constantly improved every second. But this may be just the first one. Will we eventually get to a state where our physical body is no longer required? Will science be able to upload our consciousness, enabling us to live forever out of the physical world? In such a world, we might transcend our biological existence and go on living as digital souls with near immortality. Our current world paradise, with the help of technology as immortality, could take us into a very different realm. Yes, a world where humans are immortal would lead us into unimaginable ways of life and new innovations. But what about you? Do you think immortality would be a blessing or a heavy burden? Share your thoughts in the comments and let's keep exploring the world with our imaginations in the What If series.